So I wanted to move on to our Stimulate Your Mind segment. And today we are going to I'm going to pull a card from tonight's conversation, which is a card game that I really like. Um, One thing about me is if you come over my house, we're playing a card game. It's just so fun to not have to think about the questions and just like ask them. So this is the card game. I don't know if you all could see it, but it is tonight's conversation. And I believe the creator of this card game is Ace Metaphor on Instagram. And they also have an Instagram, like tonight's conversation has an Instagram. If you are not following them, go follow them. Shout out to Ace because I love this card game. So I'm going to pull one card and read it. And I'm going to randomly pull a card. Let's see. Read it, and as you can see, I'm not good at shuffling. Tell you my thoughts on it, and I would like for you all to tell me what you think in the comments. This is why I can't play spades, because I don't know how to shuffle. I'm just really like, it's the card game for me. All right. Oh, these cards is kind of spicy. I got, I gotta go looking for the one that I feel like is PG-13 to say on here. Okay, I guess this is a question we could not we could all, I don't want to assume, but many people could relate to. So the question is, oh, I'm trying to put it in the camera. All right. The question is, did you receive beatings or whippings as a child? Would you discipline your children using corporal punishment? Why or why not? I am hmm, Now, I'm not trying to be like politically correct here, so I'm gonna give you the honest answer that I would have given my sisters in conversation. Let me put this away first. So, did I get whoopings or beatings as a child? And the question is, did I get whoopings or beatings as a child? And do I believe in corporal punishment? Same thing of like um, physically disciplining your children. I would say yes and no. I did not get beatings as a child. I can't even remember a time that my father put his hands on us. And my mom, I do remember a time she smacked the hell out of me. I was like, "You ever got whiplash?" Like the lady, let me tell y'all, the lady used to wait. She used to call us from upstairs if we did something. And she wait till we get down to the bottom of the step. She waiting for us at the bottom of the step. And you know what she did? She looked so calm, so calm. Till you got to the bottom of the step, and that slap said, like, when I tell you, your whole head just turns, and you have to double check to see, like, how did we get from 0 to 100? That, like, my mom used to really, she wouldn't beat us, but like, I don't remember a time either my parents full blown beating me, but I got a couple slaps here and there when I was younger. I feel like after we turned like, I want to say 14, 15, my mom didn't, I didn't, I could count the amount of times that she's honestly put her hands on me. And I feel like she still kept it at a reasonable limit. But this is what I think about disciplining children. I feel like discipline looks so many different types of ways. Like, I'm definitely a gentle parent. Like, I even see it with my niece and nephews. I literally be like stressed to even discipline them. It's a challenge for me because I'm such a pushover when it comes to children. I'm like, I'm the worst person to do discipline for children. I'm just such a pushover. And I hope that changes when I have children, because one thing I do notice is that when children are not given limits as they're younger, they don't understand the difference between boundaries and expectations. And so they do whatever they want as they get older. it's hard to get a handle on them. But I also don't think that discipline is equivalent to abuse. I do think that in the younger age is not nothing wrong with giving your child a pow pow if you've repeated it multiple times and done gentle parenting multiple times and it just keeps continuing. Now, should you be abusing your child and hitting them with cables and whatever's in your way? No, that's abuse. You need to seek therapy. You don't need to be full blown beating your child. I do believe that there are stages where a pow pow is necessary, and there are stages where gentle parenting is necessary. You as a parent, you use your discretion to know when to do it, but I don't want to provide a politically correct answer and be like, I'm never going to put my hands on my kids, because there are just certain situations when a child is younger that I like, sweetie, I would prefer for me to educate you in the home than for the world to do that, because at the end of the day, my child is going to be black no matter what. So this world we're in is not as understanding of black children. And what I don't want to do is to say, I'm not going to establish boundaries in the home for my child so that when they leave my home, the world is disciplining them. That's my thoughts on it. I know there are a lot of people who feel like um, putting your hands on a child is connected back to slavery, and I understand that. I also feel like if you discipline your child and you can equate it to a slave being beaten, that is abuse. You are abusing your child. Now, if your child does something that you've repeatedly corrected them on in a way that you feel like you have effectively communicated with them why that shouldn't happen, and they have continuously disregarded you and done it anyway, a pow pow is necessary. I feel like also a lot of people use the justification for kids got to be beat in order to fully understand. You don't have to beat your children. I do believe discipline manifests in many different forms, and setting boundaries is very important in your home, or the world is going to teach your child boundaries. And I do not want to sit back and think about, well, only if my child understood this, they would still be here with me. I would feel like crap. Now, don't confuse me saying discipline with abuse. I want to make that very clear. I know I already said it, but I need to say it again. Abusing a child is ridiculous because this child does not even have the strength to fight back. And in most cases, doesn't even have the confidence to question your authority. So I do feel like people do use the scope of discipline to abuse their child because they have things within themselves that they haven't worked on and they need to go to therapy for, and decides that hitting my child is going to release some type of therapy for me and make me feel better. No, what that shows me is that you are not a good communicator. You don't know how to talk to your child so that they can understand your point of view and that you can also understand their point of view. And you feel like beating them is easier than correcting the action. That's the reality of it. Now, after I have corrected the action on multiple times, you're gonna have to get a pow pow because you're not listening. And I'm gonna also call your father. I'm gonna call your father. And I think the challenge with this is we need to reestablish the importance of a man's presence in the home. I like it's so important for, even if you have a girl or a boy, that they have a male figure in their life, because a girl is like, her first love is her father, the one who teaches her how a man is supposed to treat her, the one who teaches her how important she is and how valuable she is. And like, your mother could tell you all of this, but at the end of the day, it's important for you to also hear that from another man. And the reason why I say we need to reestablish the importance of a man's role in in their child's life is because in society now we have this saying of I'm an independent woman, I don't need a man. Yeah, I'm independent and you're gonna raise these kids with me. And I'm gonna also depend on you. I don't ever hear white women saying I'm an independent woman, I don't need a man. And I used to listen, I used to be so fast to be like, I don't need a man. I'm an independent woman. Yeah, I'm independent. I could go get that money myself. I am very well established, as you can see. And I have my career and I know that I am successful and gonna continue to be successful. Now, does that mean I need to diminish the role of a father in the home? No, you're gonna raise these kids. There's only a man could teach a boy how to be a man. Of course, women tend to step in when the father's not in the picture and isn't doing what they need to do. And they do a hell of a job with the resources that they have. But it's very important for a man to be in his son's life and teach him how to be a man. The reason why I'm saying that is to tie it back to the question of disciplining children. There's but so far as a mother I can go with my child. And a man can step back in to provide a different perspective. I'm not saying like beat and be violent, but to provide a different perspective. And it's very important that we reinstate that value and let these young kids know you got mommy and daddy. And we run as a unit here. You can't play good cop, bad cop with us. We're on the same team and we're going to discipline you together as a team. I think that's where sometimes the message gets lost in translation because when one person feels so frustrated and when one person feels so frustrated and work and just working multiple jobs and feels tired and then you got to go home and discipline kids, the easiest thing for you to do is just hit them so that they know that this is bad and that they shouldn't do it. But the most beneficial thing to their well-being and development is to fully explain to them why what they did is not acceptable. And then after you have done that multiple times and they're not listening, sis, you're gonna need to give a little pow pow. So that's my answer. I'm I kind of went around in a circle for that, but it I have so many thoughts in my brain that goes into why children get disciplined and how come mothers sometimes are harsher with their discipline or fathers are harsher with their discipline. There's so many things that come up in my mind with that conversation. And that's why I like these game cards is because the conversation can go anywhere and you can really learn about people's thought processes and understand like what they think about the different topics. So I ask you all in the comments, what is your answer to that question? Have you been disciplined? Did you get whoopings? Do you believe in whooping your child? What is your form of discipline? And do you feel like children should be hit, or do you just feel like a conversation is sufficient? I am open to opposing views. I am open to agreeing views. I am open to views that's in the middle. I just ask that you respect those who have opposing views from you. So, thank you for coming to episode 1 of the Uncensored Journey podcast. And I just want to leave you all with a reminder that you are valued, you are appreciated, you are loved. And just remember that all journeys do not look the same. There are some journeys that there aren't any challenges. There are some journeys that the path or the road isn't even built for yet, and that's your job. There are some journeys where you just have a better privilege than others, and you're going to have a better experience. But at the end of the day, no matter what journey you're on, no matter what experience you're having, make sure that you're creating a path so that the person coming behind you on that same journey has an easier way. That's the whole goal of this podcast, is to ensure that, number one, we're highlighting our experiences, but we're also making sure that someone else doesn't have to go through the same thing that I'm going through, and being a support and a pillar of knowledge in our communities. So, just a reminder, the negative people want a little bit of positivity in their lives. Hurt people, and family is what you make it. So, I'll see you all next time. Bye.